Hello and namaste, and welcome to our third practice in our series of the phases of the moon. We've gone from the completely dark moon of the new moon into the crescent moon where the light is beginning to build, our waxing crescent, and here we've arrived at the first quarter or half moon. So the moon is a quarter of a way around its path, its trajectory. And it looks like half of it is illuminated. So half is bright and half is dark. And so it kind of indicates a yin and yang, a balance for us right here. And it's also halfway to achieving its fullest potential. And so we might feel the same with our goals and intentions. Perhaps some obstacles have come in our way. And as our creative energy builds, just like the moon is waxing and building, so can our ability to come up with solutions and stay steadfast and focused on our goals and overcome those obstacles. And so while this waxing, growing strength of the illumination of the moon is happening, this is also happening in our practice. We are growing in our strength, and as we have been doing in the past practices, rooting down and staying grounded and finding that foundation to move forward with our goals, building momentum, and just taking this time in the phases of the energies of the moon to readjust and use this time for maybe a little research and how we can move forward in our goals. And I know I've been going through some of that myself this week. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be working a little bit with third chakra again in this waxing phase as we did last week, but in a little different way. So let's get started. We're going to start with Supta Baddha Konasana. And so if you want to do this on blocks, you can. Or you can just do it, if you don't have blocks, you can also just do it lying down on your mat or on a bolster. Move that out of the way. I've still got my socks on because it's really cold in here. So I'm going to I have my square blocks here. I'm going to put one block across about where my shoulder blades will be and one block for my head. So I create this opening, and if you want to put a blanket over your block to make it a little softer, you can. So you can be right here with your arms out to the side, maybe 45 degrees. And then you might want a rolled up towel or blanket under your knees, since we're using our blocks under our back, and come into a supported Supta Baddha Konasana. And so this is just really opening us up to the skies, basically. Our whole front body, and I'm recording this in winter, and it's really cold today, and we tend to kind of hunch forward. So we're going to start by opening up. So opening up to the possibilities as we look at where we're at in this phase with our goals, with our manifesting, with our intentions. And open up to our creativity. And while we're here, we're going to take a few breaths into the belly. So really breathing deep down into the belly, letting the shoulders begin to melt back. And breathing in new energy with each inhale, drawing it down low into the pelvis. And exhaling, releasing any perhaps frustrations or what we perceive as obstacles or issues that we have to deal with, releasing that on your exhale. And inhaling new energy into your creative processes. Your ability to overcome those obstacles. And just taking a few more breaths here in this very yin-like position of just allowing and surrendering before we move into more of the yang part of our practice. Let's have 3 more nice deep breaths here. Bringing your thoughts to your intentions in this few more moments of stillness. One last breath. And gently going to close the legs, coming back to center, soles of the feet on the mat still, knees together, and just pause here for a couple of breaths. Some of you might want to straighten your legs for a few breaths here. That feels good to me. Just open a little more into the, the fullness of that half moon. And then on an exhale, let's roll to our right and just roll off your props. Come onto your right arm if you've rolled right. And just take a nice big breath here. And then press yourself up to a seat. And you can move your blocks off to the side. And I forgot to press my timer. We're at 10:30. Okay. So we're going to come into tabletop to start out with. And just do some rotations, beginning to get some movement in our spine. I'll start with a couple rounds of cat-cow to get the front body and the back body moving. Opening up the back of the spine, opening up the front of the spine. And let's bring a little movement into our feet as we open into cow pose, opening front body, curl your toes under. And as you open the back of the spine, uncurl the toes. This time as we inhale into cow pose, let's exhale into child's pose, which is a very yin-like softening pose. But then let's inhale back up to cow. And let's do this 2 more times. Inhaling into cow, opening, exhale into child's pose. One more time. Inhale, cow. Curl the toes under. And exhale. Back. This time as we inhale into cow pose, as we exhale back into our child's pose, we're going to send our hips towards our right heel. So bringing a little bit of a curve into the upper body. And then inhaling back up and exhale over to the left. Let's do a couple more to each side. Inhale. So we're starting out nice and soft and slow. So we want to balance that dark and light, yin and yang energy. So one more time to the right and one more time to the left. Inhaling cow and exhaling back. Before we leave our tabletop, we're going to wake up our hips a little bit. We're building that creative energy, and in our body, the hips and pelvis are related to our creative energy. So let's start with the right leg. So we're going to keep the knee bent, and we're just going to, almost like we're drawing circles with that knee. It doesn't matter which direction you're going to start, because we are going to switch. And let's go the other way. Same leg, just other direction. It's almost like we're drawing a circle of the moon with our knee. One more. And let that knee come down. And just before we do our second side, just take a moment to notice that hip, that leg might feel nice and warm and lubricated right now. Let's go to the other side. Start with your left. Knee stays bent, and we're just making circles. And let's switch direction, making your circle, drawing that that moon with your other, in your other direction. 2 more. And 1 more. And release down. Let's curl our toes under. Connect with our core a little bit here as we take an inhale and exhale. Draw the navel towards the spine, hover the knees. Let's just stay here for a breath or 2, lifted through your shoulders. Take 1 more inhale here. And then as you exhale, slowly draw the belly towards the thighs and begin to press the thighs back. You might keep bending your knees in your down dog. Taking 1 more breath here, walking your dog out a little bit. And then let's inhale forward to plank pose. Beginning to build a little warmth and a little of that yang energy. Exhale back, down dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. As you inhale, roll forward into plank. Let yourself land in plank. And then inhale, lift the hips, send them back, downward facing dog. 1 more time, roll forward, land in your plank pose. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Take 1 more breath here, and then we'll exhale, walk, step, float, however you want to get there to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward, lengthen your spine, your sit bones to the crown, creating as much length as you can. Take 1 more breath here, and then exhale, bend and fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift, lengthen, really create that length in the spine. Exhale, draw the belly in, fold. Last time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time bending the knees. Let's rise up. Reach up, intertwine your fingers and press up to the sky. And release. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a couple breaths in mountain pose. We're going to come into some side bends. That nicely warmed me up. It's very cold in my studio this morning. It's finally getting warm. Okay, so we did some of these kind of creating a crescent moon shape with our torso in our mountain pose last week. We're going to repeat that this week. So start by inhaling, reaching up, grab your right wrist, and then over to the left. So bringing a nice stretch into that right side body here. And come back to center, release down, inhale. Reach it up, grab the left, side bend over to your right. So we're opening the left side of the body. Release down. This time we're going to add the feet in. Inhale, reach up, grab your right wrist, step your right foot diagonally behind you, and side bend over to your left. So I'm side bending over to the same direction that back foot is pointing. So we're starting to create that rounded shape like the moon in our body. Come back to center. Let's do second side. Inhale, grab left wrist, step left foot diagonally over behind you, and we side bend over to the right. So we're opening that left side body here. 1 more breath. Feel those ribs opening. And come back to center. Beautiful. So let's begin to build a little bit more of that yang energy by doing a couple of sun salutations just to get the body moving in all directions and warming up. Inhale, let's reach up to the sky. Intertwine the fingers, press your palms up, and maybe look up. You might invite a little back bend here. Draw a circle with your arms as you exhale. Circle of the moon, bow to the earth. Inhale, lengthen that spine. Let's step the right foot back, and we're going to add a little lunge here into our flow. Take an inhale, draw your heart forward, bring your gaze forward, and as we exhale, shift back into reverse lunge. Now, you might have blocks under your hands to bring the floor up to you a little bit. See if you can lift those left toes. Take an inhale here, and then ride the breath back to the top of your mat. Let's drop the back knee, rise up into your low lunge. Exhale, hands come down. Let's step back into our downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank pose. We're going to lower down all the way down to the mat. You might drop your knees and go knees, chin, chest, or lowering down. I've been taking this variation, nursing a sore shoulder for a while now. Extend your toes. Legs long. Hands under your shoulders. Just a little mini baby cobra. We rise up, drawing our heart, lifting our heart. And then exhale down. Let's bring the arms wide. Inhale. Maybe a little bigger cobra. And exhale. We come down. Bring your arms as wide as they go, palms down. Inhale, rise up. Maybe float your arms up like wings out to the side. Extend through both legs so much that your knees are lifted. And exhale. Release your hands down. Press back, child's pose on the exhale. Use the inhale to rise, tabletop. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. Take an inhale here. Exhale, ground down. Next inhale, float that right leg up to the sky in three-legged dog. And as we exhale, draw that knee towards your nose. Step that foot up either between your hands or to the outside of your hands if you need a little extra space to get your foot up there, or use your right hand to help it get up there. Let's do our lunges here on our second side. So as you inhale, let the hips sink a little bit more by pressing this right thigh down, but lifting up through the left thigh at the same time. And as we exhale, reverse lunge, lifting those right toes. Take a nice breath here. And then ride that breath back to the top of your mat. Let's drop that back knee and rise up, reach up to that sky. You can think of reaching up to the stars, reaching up to that moon. Exhale, bring your hands down, lift the back knee, and we step forward on our exhale. Inhale. Lift the heart and lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the knees. Fold forward and rise up. Circle your arms wide. Draw into your heart center here. Let's do one more round like that, continuing to warm up. Excuse me. Inhale, reach up to the sky, intertwine the fingers, press the palms up, look up. And exhale, draw a big circle as you fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, lift halfway, perhaps hands are at shins or on blocks. We're going to step left foot back this time. Come into our lunge. And from this lunge, we're going to go immediately into the low lunge. So drop that back knee. And let's inhale, reach up to the sky. Now intertwine the fingers, reach the palms up, just like we did in mountain pose. And maybe we begin to invite a little bit of a back bend here. And creating a little bit of a curve of our back body like the curve of the moon. And then let's release down. Lift the back knee. And let's step back. Downward facing dog. This time as we come forward to plank, let's fire up a little bit of that creative energy. Lift your right toes and place it on the back of your heel. Take a nice breath here in your plank pose, pressing back through both feet. Lift that right leg again. Drop it down, place it down. And let's float left foot up. Place it on the back of your heel. Belly button towards your spine as you exhale. Lift it up, place it down. You can lower your knees here if you like, or move down through Chaturanga, where we're all going to come down to our belly once again. This time we're going to bring right hand, right palm to the floor. Extend left palm, left arm straight out in front of you. And then we're going to extend right leg so much that it floats up off the floor. Pelvis is still grounded. Float left hand up. Take a nice breath here, really extend. And exhale, release down. Switch it up. Right palm straight ahead of you. Left palm beside your left hip. Let's extend left leg. Let it float up. Pelvis stays grounded. Float right arm up. So reaching. We're really working with our core of our back body. Exhale, release it down. Let's do a symmetrical cobra now. Actually, changed my mind. Let's come into Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, your elbows are right under your shoulders, palms are pressing down. Feet, tops of the feet are pressing down, but we're lengthening back and drawing the heart forward. So a little bit of a heart opener here. And then we're going to begin to peel our belly, our pelvis, nice and slow, and our thighs, but keep the knees down. Sorry, I'm slipping off my mat here. So keeping the knees down and kind of tucking our pelvis a little bit. So drawing your pubic bone towards your belly button so you can really feel this in your core. And then if you want, curl your toes under and lift everything up. Drop back down. Come all the way down, back into your Sphinx pose. Release down. Hands under your shoulders. Press up and back. Child's pose. Just a nice little release after those back bends. And then inhale, tabletop, curl the toes under. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale here. And a smooth exhale. Maybe your knees are bent. Let's float left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Get nice and long. And as we exhale, step that foot up between our hands into our lunge. And then dropping the back knee. Let's inhale, reach up and create that little crescent moon shape with our back body, any amount. And then exhale, the hands come down. Lift the back knee and step it forward into our forward fold. The inhale breath lifts us halfway. The exhale, we fold. Press into the floor, circle your arms wide like you're drawing the moon. Press the palms up and circle the arms back to your heart center. Take a breath or two in your mountain pose, and we're going to go into some standing poses now. You can bring your hands to your belly and just feel the breath in your belly for a couple of breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And then let's move into some of our crescent moon shapes. I know we're moving out of the crescent into half today, but we're still building that energy. So let's inhale, circle wide, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And as we exhale, we're going to step right foot back and then come into runner's lunge. So start by really grounding down through both your feet. We're going to begin to build our strength here. So reaching the arms back, lengthening through the crown as we lengthen the arms back. And then slowly build, begin to circle your arms up as you lift your torso up, growing like that half moon we see when we look out at the sky. Let's press our palms up to the sky a little bit. We did this last week, I believe. And now let's add a little bit to our crescent moon. So let's release our left hand down, and that hand can come to your hip. Some of you, it might even come to your back thigh. And we're going to side bend, reach the right arm that's reaching up to the sky, up and over to your left. So kind of the same shape that we were doing in our mountain pose earlier with our crescent moon shape. But now we're opening that front body a little bit more in our crescent lunge. One more breath here. Come back, both arms reach up. Take an inhale. We're going to twist towards our left this time. So right arm reaches in front, left arm reaches behind, and we twist to our left. So we did a side bend to the left. Now we're twisting to the left. Reach both arms up as we come back to center. Hands come down. Let's step it back. Downward facing dog. So you have an option to stay here in down dog. You can come down to child's pose. Some of you might want to take a flow and flush that out and meet us back in either child's pose or down dog. Either way, we're all going to meet in down dog eventually. So you make your choice. And then we're all back in downward facing dog. Let's take an inhale here. As we exhale, step, walk, or float to the top of your mat. Lift the heart on an inhale. As we exhale, we're going to bow down and step immediately back into our lunge on our second side. So left foot steps to the back of our mat, and we're going to build our lunge here by pressing into both feet and then dragging the hands back, reaching the hands back as we really reach through the crown. Feel that strength in your legs, and then begin to grow, circle up until we find our lunge. Let's press the palms up for a moment here and create that crescent shape with our back body. And then let's release that right hand either to the right hip or to your back thigh. So it's a bit of a diagonal. And then lift up and over with that left arm, and we side bend over to the right. Creating nice space between those ribs. And then let's come back to center. Try not to lose your balance. And we're going to twist this time to our right. So take an inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, right arm behind you, left arm in front of you. And we're twisting to the right. Take one more breath here. And then bring it back up. Hands come down. Step it back, downward facing dog. Same options here. You might take child's pose if you wish, or come forward to plank pose. Flow through your vinyasa. It might be chaturanga and up dog. It might be all the way down and come up into your variation of back bend. And then we all press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale here. Find some ease, some yin-like quality in your yang postures. Take one more inhale, and let's exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. And let's circle wide and rise all the way up. Press your palms to the sky. And circle your arms wide, coming back to your heart center. Take a couple breaths in mountain pose. And then we're going to step wide and turn to the long side of your mat. So I'm stepping my right foot back and coming into a wide stance. And right now my feet are parallel. I'm going to reach the arms up and out at a 45-degree angle. So we're coming into 5-point star. So you can close your eyes here for a moment, and this seems like such a simple pose. But energetically, I love this pose. So if you close your eyes and just imagine your energy at your center as you inhale, and then as you exhale, imagine that energy traveling out, down both legs, out both arms and fingertips and the crown of your head, filling every cell in your body. And feel that energy flowing freely through your body. From center out to your extremities, all 5 points. You can think of those stars in the sky, which you can still see when the moon is at its half point, half illuminated, bright, but you can still see the stars. Take one more breath here. Open your eyes. Bring the arms into cactus arms. Turn your feet so they're 45 degrees, and we come into fiery angel. So we're building that yang energy, that creative passion for our projects, for our intentions. Take an inhale here. Let's lift our heart to the skies, look up. And as we exhale, bring your forearms together and let the spine curve a little bit. We have that yang inward energy, or yin inward energy. Inhale, open, lift the heart to the sky. Exhale, draw inwards. One more time. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, bring it in. And then let's rise up, straighten both legs, extend your arms. Turn your toes to set up for Warrior Two. Left toes to the top of your mat, right toes just slightly in so they're parallel to the back edge of your mat. Bend your front knee. And find that strong warrior energy here. Being grounded, but finding our strength. We're halfway to our goals, to our full potential illumination. And we have the strength to go the rest of the way. Take an inhale here. Exhale down and through your feet, maybe sink a little deeper. And then turn that front palm up to the sky. Inhale, peaceful warrior. We're reaching up. You're reaching through to your goals. Opening up. And then as we exhale, we're going to move into side angle. So bringing that elbow possibly to your knee or fingertips to the floor. You choose. The back arm either reaches up or continues overhead and lengthening. You can turn and rotate up to the sky here. And then let's come all the way up. Turn your feet parallel to the floor. Let's take a breath. Hands to your sacrum, thumbs towards your spine, elbows back. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, let's fold. Slide your hands down the legs. Grab either ankles, shins, or your big toe if it's available to you. Wrap your peace fingers around. Take an inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Whatever you're holding on to, inhale, lift halfway once again. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway, just like that half moon. Exhale, fold. Release your hands to the back of your thighs. Inhale, halfway, body, torso parallel to the floor. Stop here. Exhale, staying right here. Next inhale, come all the way up. Hands to your sacrum, shoulders, elbows back. Lift your heart. And release. Let's move into Warrior Two on our second side. So I'm simply going to rotate my right toes to the back end of my mat. My back foot is still parallel. Whoops. Extend the arms and let's just bend that front knee. Adjust your feet if you need to. Inhale, extend. Exhale, feel that energy rooting you down, finding your warrior strength to move forward. Flip the palm to the sky, peaceful warrior. We're reaching up and over. And again, creating that little bit of moon shape with our upper body. Take one more breath here before we move into side angle. Exhale, elbow to the knee or fingertips to the floor. Rotate open, either reaching straight up or over, rotating so that you can look up to the sky. Rotating those left ribs up to the sky, creating length as we reach, reaching towards our goals. And then let's come all the way up, turn toes so that you are parallel once again. And we're going to come into Fiery Angel one more time. So 45 degrees. Inhale, reach up. We're going to do some side bends here as well in our Fiery Angel. So take an inhale, lengthen. As we exhale, bring your right hand to your thigh and side bend. Stay here for an inhale, expand that left side body. And then exhale, come up. Inhale. Expand the right side body as we side bend over to the left. And let's do one more time to each side. Actually, 2 more times to each side. So again, we're creating those rounded moon-like shapes with our body in this little mini flow here we're doing. And then come back to both arms parallel, straighten your legs. Turn your toes towards the top of your mat. Hands come down, step back, downward facing dog. Stay in down dog if you like to stretch things out. Or come forward to plank. Take your flow, again your choice. Chaturanga, knees, chin, chest, lower down. Find your Cobra, Salabhasana, Superman pose, whatever back bend you want to take. And then let's all find our way back to down dog. Maybe you pass through child's pose on your way before you land in your down dog. Take an inhale, exhale here. One more inhale. And then step, walk, or float to the top of your mat. Using your inhale breath to lengthen. Exhale, bow. And inhale. Circle wide, rise up and draw energy into the heart center. So you might want some blocks here. We're going to be moving into half moon pose. Big surprise. So if you want your blocks for half moon, grab your blocks and have them at the top of your mat. But we're going to start with pyramid pose, first of all, to open our hamstrings a little bit. So top of your mat, take an inhale, exhale, step your right foot back, not as wide as we would for Warrior 2, but we're going to come into a little Warrior 1 first of all. So as we inhale, reach the arms up and bend that front knee. So your back foot is kind of a 45-degree angle. Exhale, release the arms down. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, reach up. So we're just moving in and out, kind of warming up. And exhale, come down. One more time. Inhale, reach up. And this time, we'll stay here for a breath or two, lifting the heart. And exhale, come out. This time as we inhale, we're going to keep that front leg straight and reach the right arm up to the sky. Lengthening through that right side body, lifting up to the sky. So we're doing an asymmetrical pose here, kind of like the moon right now, half light, half dark. Take an inhale. As we exhale, we press that left hip back and reach forward, strong through the legs. Really strong. We find our strength here to keep moving forward as we reach forward. Your left hand can just be on your sacrum, a little micro bend in that front knee. Take one more bend, or one more breath Our torso is just parallel to the floor. And then as we exhale, we release both hands towards your blocks or towards the floor. Take a breath here. Exhale down into the strength of the legs. And then bend that front knee. We're simply going to step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we bow. And inhale, circle wide. Draw that big moon with your hands and draw into your heart center. Let's get set up for our second side. So take an inhale. As we exhale, just stepping that left foot back. Again, not as big as you would for Warrior Two. And we're just going to come into simple Warrior One. As we inhale, raise the arms, bend into that front knee, and we're going to move in and out dynamically like we did on the first side. Exhale, bring the arms down, straighten the front leg. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, bend and reach. And exhale, come on out. So this time, front leg stays straight. Your right hand can be on the hip or on the sacrum. We inhale, left arm up, reaching up, lengthening that whole left side body. Micro bend in that front knee. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale. We reach forward. Torso comes parallel to the floor, drawing this right hip, the front hip back. Strong through both legs. Feel your core supporting you here as you're suspended. Your strong legs rooted, and we lengthen, we reach, reaching for our potential. Take 1 more breath here. You got this. And then release both hands down. Fold over that front leg, keeping that micro bend in the front knee. 1 more breath. Bend the front knee. And we step it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. And inhale, we rise. We're almost there, guys. So we're going to step it back with our right foot this time. And prepare for our half moon pose and whatever variations we want to do of our half moon pose. So we're going to start with triangle just to get a little bit of opening in that front leg. So let's start with hands on our hips actually. So we're going to begin to lengthen. So it's almost like we're pushing the hips down and lengthening the spine up as we begin to move over to the side and almost like a diagonal. And then release that hand to your shin, top arm up to the sky, and keep the length in the side body. Maybe you look up to that sky, micro bend in that back knee, front knee. And then let's inhale, come all the way up and keep going into reverse triangle. And we want to create lots of space in that left side body, and we're going to keep that space as we bend the front knee. Hand to your block, and we move into half moon pose. So you can start with that hand just on top of your thigh, your right hand. Maybe you reach it up to the sky. Your right toes are pointing straight out to the right, not to the floor. Some of you might reach overhead towards the front of the room. Take 1 more breath. And reach it back up. Bend the front knee. You can bring that right hand down as you gracefully drop that back foot. Come all the way up. Release your hands to your hips. Turn your feet parallel. Let's come into 5-point star before we move into our second side. Close your eyes here if you wish. Inhale into your center. As you exhale, feel that energy travel into all 5 directions of your pointed star. You might even feel tingling in your hands as the energy flows. 1 more breath here. And release your hands down. We're going to move into our second side, and we can simply rotate our foot to the back of our mat for our triangle. Start with hands on your hips again, really lengthening up. We're pressing down through our lower body, lengthening up, and then drawing over, right over that front thigh. Extend your arm down to wherever it lands. Top arm reaches up. And don't worry if you're not really low. What we want is to be able to open to the sky. And if you're too low, you can't always open up to the sky. Take one more breath here. And as we rise up, we're going to come into reverse triangle. So keeping that front leg straight and really lengthening through that side body, that right side body. We want to keep that length as we bend the front knee and move right hand to your block or to the floor and shifting forward, resting on that right foot. You might have left hand on your thigh as we roll open. You might reach it up to the sky. Some of you might reach overhead. And just feel that beautiful sense of being suspended. See if you can find a sense of yin, moon-like energy in this very yang pose. Think of yourself as being suspended like the moon suspended in the sky. Take one more breath. And then you can release left hand down if you wish to support you as you transition. Slowly, gracefully placing that back foot down. Come all the way up. Let's come back into our 5-point star. We're ready to wind it down, but let's just take 3 breaths here. Feel that energy flowing all 5 directions of your star. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Smooth inhale. Smooth Ujjayi exhale. And release your hands down. Let's step forward to the top of our mat. Take a nice inhale here. Exhale it out. Feel grounded through your feet and your crown lifting up to that beautiful night sky. We're going to come down through chair pose. Your feet can be hip width or your feet can be together. Let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit down in chair. And then keep going, keep going, keep going until you come all the way down and gracefully come into boat pose. So we want to keep a little bit of that energy, that fire, that third chakra, power and passion to continue to our fullest potential for the full moon. Take one more breath. And then let's just roll back onto our back. Feet come down. Arms come wide. Take a breath here. Inhale, exhale. And then let's draw, keeping the arms wide, thighs to the belly as you exhale. Inhale, reach your feet to the sky. We did this last week as well. Exhale, bring the legs wide. Inhale together. Exhale, thighs press into the belly, knees bend. So we're working with the pelvis, the second chakra here, a little bit of creativity. Inhale, reach the feet to the sky. Exhale them wide. Inhale them back together. And exhale, press the thighs into the belly as you bend the knees. One last time. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, wide. Inhale together. And thighs press. This time, give yourself a little hug. Maybe you rock from side to side. And release the feet down. Arms come wide once again. Let's move into a twist. You can bring your feet wide here. I like the sensation of feet wide. It gets into the side body a little bit more. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let the knees drop over to your right side. You'll feel that opening in the left side body. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. You can look opposite your knees if you wish. And let's do one more time to each side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. And exhale to the left. Inhale, center. And now let's reach the soles of both feet up to the sky once again. And just pause here for a breath or two. And then as we slowly bend the right knee and draw the right thigh into the belly, we slowly lower the left straight leg down, nice and slow. And come into Apanasana, or wind relieving pose, as we draw that right thigh into our torso, our belly. And if you can't easily reach your shin, you can grab the back of your thigh and draw it in. And just let yourself soften into this pose. Come back to that yin energy, the dark side of the moon, the softness. And then let's bring that left leg back up to foot point to the sky. Release the right foot up to the sky. And let's switch it. As we bend our left knee and draw it in, we slowly lower the right straight leg all the way down. And then just surrender it to this very gentle passive opening. And on your next inhale, let's bring that right leg back up again. Release the left to meet it. One last hug. And then we're going to move into our final Shavasana. Releasing the feet, releasing the arms away from your body. Set up bolsters, rolled up blanket, maybe a sweater, whatever you need to be comfortable for your Shavasana. We're going to take at least 5 minutes for Shavasana. Beginning to let your body surrender into the earth, remembering that balance of light and dark, that balance of yin and yang, allowing the body to integrate all of that tapas and energy that you created so that it is at your disposal as you move towards your goals and intentions. Take this moment to rest and allow your body to distribute the energy you created. For this last minute of your Shavasana, I invite you to begin to envision this dark new moon at your center, and envision the light beginning to build. First, just a tiny sliver. And this light at your center gradually growing. Sliver by sliver, growing more illuminated, sparking energy, and sprouting the seeds of your visions. And as you take a deep inhale and a deep exhale, allow your breath to begin to connect the body and the mind together. And as you find this connection, use it to find the strength inside you that is already there. As you allow this growing light of healing, of energy, of creativity to grow, knowing that it is halfway there, you are halfway there, allowing you to have the focus, the passion, and the strength to continue to your fullest potential. Take another deep inhale, slowly exhale. Bring some movement into your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, gently roll to one side. Find your way up to your seat. Eyes closed, keeping that sense of relaxation and that glow of illuminating light at your center. Take another inhale and exhale here in your seated position. And see if you can feel that sense of yin, soft, earthy darkness, of relaxation and stillness. And at the same time, feel that illumination, that energy, that power of creativity within. Both the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, both necessary, both present at all times. Just as the breath, as we inhale, and its opposite, the exhale. Slowly bring your hands together, bring them to your heart center, let your eyes flutter open. And I want to say, have a wonderful, amazing day. And namaste, we will see you on your mat next time. Thank you for joining.